What is going on, guys? Constable Chan back with another video. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're doing some more Madden 17 videos. I know it's been a couple days. I'll talk about that once we get further on in the video. But today I'm going to be starting my rebuild of Madden 17 teams. I started some in Madden 16, but it was just too late in the game. I started my YouTube channel too late, and Madden 17 came out. So I'm going to be going through all the teams. That is my plan. So we're going to start off here at the top of the list, Chicago Bears with Coach John Fox. Usually what I try to do is try to make the playoffs within 2 years. So let's jump right into this franchise and see what we're working with. Right, guys, here we are in the preseason with the Chicago Bears. Before we talk about their team, I just wanted to talk about my experience with EA Access, and it was not a good one by any means. First, it didn't work for 2 days basically. Then when I finally got to play it, I only got to play 7 hours, and then I came on to play my rest of my time of that 10 hours, and it said I was too early. So I guess it thought I played the entire 10 hours, which wasn't the case. So I was disappointed about that. But today's Tuesday, so obviously we get to play Madden today. So I've basically been doing that all day. So I wanted to get a video out. Going to start this rebuild series on Madden 17. Going to start with the Chicago Bears right here. So let's start talking about them. They're not very good. That's what I was trying to say. Man, I can't even talk right now. O-line, you got Kyle Long there. That's basically it. Zach Miller at tight end. Wide receivers, Alshon Jeffrey, Kevin White, and Eddie Roy. That's actually pretty good. Jeremy Langford, running back. Jay Cutler, quarterback. Daryl Young, fullback. I'm just going to read their draft picks from this year. They had Leonard Floyd in the first round, outside linebacker. Second round, Cody Whitehair, offensive guard. He's right there, 70 overall. Third round, Jonathan Bulliard, a defensive tackle, and then some other players after that. The fourth round's on, but take a look at the defense. They play a 3-4. Their linebacker is actually good. Pernell McPhee, Jarrell Freeman, Danny Trevathan, Willie Young, Amos. I think he was a rookie last year, I believe. Their safety needs some work. He's only a 71, so we'll take a look at that. And corners, obviously, it seems like basically every team needs a corner. They're kind of hard to come by. One thing I did notice in this game, I was playing a franchise with two of my other friends. Seems like trading is actually a bit easier in this game. You put a guy on manual trade and more teams are interested in him, so you could swing a deal that way. So we'll try that. What I usually do, if you've never seen my Madden 16 ones, I usually start in the trade block and pick up players there. It's the easiest way to do that. So we'll look at the trade block first. But something I'm doing a bit different from my Madden 16 rebuilds is this year I'm playing with the salary cap. Last year I didn't, but I tried to keep it somewhat fair. I didn't stack my team or anything. I didn't think I did. But this year we're going to play with salary cap on. It's definitely more challenging. But we could definitely do it, and there's a lot of cool new features in this game with the practice squad and stuff like that, which is really cool. Let's get things underway. I'm going to just cut some players that aren't going to might make the team, and then we'll start wheeling and dealing here, so we'll catch up in a little bit. Alright, so like I said, usually I check the trade block first. I did cut some players that weren't going to make the team. I didn't cut all of them because in week 4 you could move some of them to the practice roster, so that's what I'm going to do. So here's my first trade in the trade block. I needed a center. Got Berger from the Vikings. He's a veteran, 34 years old, but he's 83 overall, so he'll start on my O-line. Traded Tracy Porter. I dumped 3.2 mil cap space. Also traded a 4th and a 5th. Now, something I figured out in Madden 17 compared to 16. In 16, I could have got they needed a corner, and then I could have threw in a 7th round pick. I could have given them a shitty corner and a 7th rounder, and they would have accepted it every day of the week. But now they made it more realistic. I had to give them a 4th and a 5th rounder and Porter, who is my 3rd best corner, and they just accepted it. So definitely they made trading like easier trades. They made it harder, but I think actually trading is actually a bit easier than Madden 16. But they made like the trades that would go through basically no matter what. They made those a bit difficult. If if you could understand that, it's kind of hard to explain. But here's my first trade. We'll skip right to the second deal with the Bears. Alright guys, at the second deal, definitely needed some corners. Like I said, a lot of teams do in this game. So I traded for House from Jacksonville, 78 overall. He's pretty young too, like 25 years old or something. Kind of hard to trade for him, like I said. I had to throw in a third rounder, which I didn't really want to do, but had to be done, and traded a right tackle, Adams. Also freed up some cap space as well, so pretty good deal. Right, guys, doing some manual trades now. Step it up a notch here. This is a very good deal for me. I traded Lamar Houston, left outside linebacker. He was backing up Pernell McPhee, so I definitely could shop him around. Got Ryan Shazier, very good linebacker. He's young and he's fast. Just a good trade for me. So let's keep it on here. Guys, picking up here, got another very good trade for my team, I believe. I picked up Jake Newhort from the Colts. Yeah, from the Colts. Straight up traded Will Young for him. Kind of surprised they accepted it, but I got Leonard Floyd that could step in and play right off the bat as a rookie, so wanted to do that, and yeah, just improve my O-line. So let's do a couple more trades here. Alright guys, picking up here at my next trade. Traded Jarrell Freeman and a 5th round pick, and got Zach Martin from Dallas. Basically what I do is I put a player on the manual trade. I go through all the teams, and if it shows up green, that team is interested, and then I try to make a deal for one of those players. So Jarrell Freeman was green for the Cowboys, which was good for me because they have a lot of O-linemen, so I got Zach Martin for a good deal. So I think that's going to do it for my trades. I'm going to sign some free agents now. I saw Will Hill was there, and I need a safety too, so that's going to be good. So I'm going to sign some free agents, set up my practice roster and stuff, and I'll show you guys that in probably week 1 of the regular season, and then we'll start simming. Alright guys, I'm just going to rip through my depth chart quick, show you guys what I got here for year 1 with the Chicago Bears. Started on the O-line, picked up Eugene Monroe from free agency. He's going to be starting left tackle for me. We got Newhort, left guard, Berger, the veteran center, Zach Martin, right guard, sorry, and Bobby Massey is my right tackle. So actually a pretty good O-line. I got 2 very good young guards, which is going to be good, and mixed in some veterans, which is good too. My tight ends are going to stay the same. Miller's going to be starting there. Wide receivers, I do have some injuries that came from the preseason. Kevin White injured for about 5 weeks. Brandon Boykin, a corner, is injured, and Will Hill, my safety, is recovering from Achilles injury from the previous year, I believe. So Jake Keller's going to be my starting quarterback. I don't like it, but you know, whatever. He's my best option. Jacques Rogers should be my backup. Looks like Langford's hurt as well. Young's my fullback. Obviously, Alshon Jeffrey there. Eddie Roll's going to be in the slot. I also picked up Brian Hartline, wide receiver. Who else did I pick up from free agency? John Asamoah I did, and Monroe, like I said before. I think that's about it. Let's go to the defense here. Floyd's going to be starting, the rookie first-round pick out of Georgia. Trevathan and Shazier in the middle. I think that's going to be pretty good. And then McPhee in the other outside linebacker position. My safeties are going to be this Amos, 76, and I should have Will Hill. He's injured, so I got this. This guy's only 71 overall, but what can he do? On the D-line, we got Hicks, 79. Goldman, he's good, young player, 81 overall. He's only 22 years old. And then Bullard, he was like their 3rd round pick, I believe. He's 72 overall, rookie. My corners, I got Kyle Fuller, 79. House is going to be 78. I also got Cromartie I picked up from free agency. What else I pick up from free agency? This guy, Jarrett, I could put him on my practice roster, but he'd get picked up right away because he's a 75, so he's a pretty good young player. Picked up Scooby Wright. Cleveland put him on this practice roster, so I swooped him up there. Also got Lamar Woodley. I needed to fill a spot there at left outside linebacker, so I just wanted a veteran presence there. What else? Special teams are the same. Practice roster is what I'm working with here. Whitehair, I think he was our second round pick. I put him on the practice roster. This Kowalski or whatever, he was their fourth or fifth round pick, middle linebacker out of West Virginia. Practice roster. Some other players too. So that's what I'm working with for year one. Let's sim it to midseason and see how we do. Alright guys, I simmed to midseason, so here we are. Let's take a look at how we're doing this year. Looks like we're last in our division. 2-6, that's not good at all. Take a look at some stats. One thing I did figure out, like I have a franchise with two other of my friends, is there's a lot of injuries. There actually is quite a bit stuff different with this game than Madden 16. I'll talk about later on, but color's actually not doing that bad. 16 touchdowns, 9 picks, sacked 31 times. That's the number is too high. Looks like Hoyer came in for a little bit. Rogers is leading my team with 431 yards. Here's receiving. Hartline's got most catches. Jeffrey's got the most yards, and Eddie Roll's got 5 touchdowns. Check out defense here. Danny Trevathan's leading in tackles with 69. Tackles for loss is Jonathan Bulliard, the rookie, and Eddie Goldman with 5. Quarterback sacks. Hakeem Hicks, 7 sacks. Interceptions, McPhee and Trevathan are tied with 2. Robbie Gold, only 70% kicking. That's not very good. No kick returns, no punt returns for a touchdown. So I'm going to take a look at some injuries here because, like I said before, there's players get hurt quite frequently in Madden 17. Actually not that bad. Cromartie and Floyd's coming back next week, so that's pretty good. So, yeah, let's sim to the playoffs. I doubt that we'll make it. I'm just going to use up these scouting points because they're very important to use up. So I can do that, and we'll catch up in the playoffs. Alright guys, here we are in the wild card round. This is my first time actually completing a year, so this is probably going to be new to me. Looks like all my guys were just snaked off my practice roster, and some guys come back from injury and stuff. So let's take a look at what I went. 4-12 in the year. That's terrible. Worst in my division. Take a look at some stats here. Looks like there was some injuries, obviously. Color, 21 touchdowns, 10 picks. Actually not that bad. Brian Hoyer, 5 touchdowns, 11 picks. That was terrible. Take a look at some sacks. Cutler was sacked 39 times. Hoyer, 26. And then David Fowles, 4. So that is, he was 69? 69 sacks in total. So that's terrible. Thought I made my O-line better, but I guess I didn't. Jaquez Rogers led with 593 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jeremy Langford, 489 yards, 2 touchdowns. Receiving, looks like Eddie Roy led the way with 933 yards, 7 touchdowns. Alshon Jeffrey only had 776 yards and 6 touchdowns, so he was banged up during the year. Blocking, take a look at who's getting cut here. Looks like my left and right tackles are not good at all, so we'll try to address that in the offseason. But obviously the center of my O-line with Muhort and Martin held shit down. Take a look at defense here. Total tackles. Well, it was Trevathan, but I guess he was hurt. Adrian Amos, I think that's how you pronounce it. 83 tackles. Led the team. Tackles for loss, Eddie Goldman with 9. Quarterback sacks with Akeem Hicks with 13. Interceptions, Couple tied with 2, McPhee, House, Trevathan, and Will Hill. Came back from injury. That's about it. Kicking, Robbie Gould was 75%. That's not really that great. Eddie Roll had a kick return for a touchdown and no punt return for a touchdown. So I'm going to sim to the off-season, and we'll pick it up there. Alright guys, we're just picking up here in the sign free agency phase in the off-season. I just want to talk about some few things. Just turn on my volume there of some things that occur to me that are different than Madden 16. Like I said, this is my first off-season in Madden 17. So I did re-signing the week before, and that was very difficult. Guys are wanting more money, like lower level guys are asking for more money, and like I said, I'm playing with the salary cap, so it's kind of difficult. I had to let a lot of guys go. A lot of guys didn't re-sign. I gave them exactly what they wanted, and they declined and wanted to trap free agency. But for guys like Alshon Jeffrey and stuff, I gave them a little bit more money because obviously I want those guys to stay around. So I just wanted to show you guys the free agency here in the offseason. And Martellus Bennett's the best guy in free agency at 84 overall. And you can see the money totals that he wants there. 18.3 million, 8.62 mil bonus. Like, that's a huge investment for an 84 overall tight end. So I'll show you guys what I am going after here. You see, like, top bids. I just lowballed Jared Cook here. He only, like, I only have 24 points on him. I'm guessing that's out of 100. Like, if you have 100 points, then the player wants to go there. I'm not quite too sure about that. Most of these guys, I just lowballed because they didn't have offers on them, so they might go through. I'll keep an eye on that while I keep simming each week. Try to get guys for a cheap price. I put a bid in for Terrell Pryor. Might change him back to quarterback. We'll see what his overall is, even if I could do that. Going off for Glennon, a couple of linemen, and yeah, just wanted to share with you that re-signing is very hard, and free agency is very slim, and like, these 80 overall guys want big money too, so it's going to be very difficult if you play with the salary cap like I am right now. So I'm going to work this out and pick it up right before the draft, show you my free agency recap, and we'll do the draft. I'll probably do it. Usually I just cut through the draft, but I'll probably go through with you guys since it's my first time, and maybe you guys haven't done it yet. So we'll skip right before the draft, and we'll pick it up there. Alright guys, here we are in free agency review just before we're about to start the draft. I got an actual tip to tell you guys, but first I'm going to show you who I picked up. Like I said, there wasn't that much talent in the draft, unfortunately, or in free agency, sorry. So this is who I picked up: Jared Cook, LeGarrette Blount, Davis, Montgomery, Tramon Williams, Beatty. I picked up Young again for my fullback. Karen Dean or Dine, whatever. He's a defensive end, but they had him at outside linebacker, so I'm going to switch him back. His overall should increase from the 74 that it's at right now. Grilopolo, Okafor, outside linebacker. Terrell Pryor, I might try him out at quarterback again. We'll see. And Glennon. So my tip for you guys is the first week you'll go through the guys. You'll see if a team has an offer on them or not. And if they don't have an offer on them, then click on them and just really lowball them. For example, like I got Montgomery for $750K, $80K bonus. Like Tramon Williams, like an old veteran corner, that's 76 overall. Usually they would want at least like $3 to $4 million a year, but I got him for $630,000K, so that's a deal. Grilopolo I got for 3 years at $2.85 mil a year, I think. So that I'd say, like, if the player that at a position you need doesn't have an offer placed on him by another team, just lowball him, and he'll usually sign because he just wants to play football. So that's my tip for that. Like I said, this is my first offseason Madden 17, so I'm learning all this as we go. So let's start the draft. This is going to be my first draft. With a record at 4-12, we're going to have the 4th pick in the draft, so let's skip ahead here. Drafted quite a few players. Oh, I think they took my quarterback. Crap. Shit. They took the quarterback I wanted. There's still this guy, Will McAllister. Ah, shoot. Okay, we could get a tight end. I signed like friggin' 3 of them. We don't need that. Running back. There's a good safety here, really good safety. Might go there. Corners, there were no good corners at all. This guy's good. Outside linebacker. Really don't need one though. This is a good quarterback too. He's more of a mobile, I think. Oh, he's a pocket passer and he's fast. Very athletic too. That's tempting. I might have to go this quarterback, but this safety's looking really good. Like, he's an A- hit power. I've never seen a safety with anything A-. I could always change him to free safety. I really want a quarterback though. Hopefully this McAllister's there. Oh man, this guy's good in the 6th round too. Maybe we'll just wait on him. Yeah, let's go safety. Don't want to pass up on this guy. He's probably going to be pretty good. 7.6 combine grade. He's an 80 overall. He's got a storyline too, so I'll listen to that. But let's sim ahead. I'm traded away quite a bit of picks. I'm not sure we'll pick it up here. Usually I trade away my 2nds and 3rds, so it might be a 4th round we'll pick it up at. Oh wow, I have my 2nd. What if I trade away? What do I get? 1st rounders? Next year. That might be tempting. But if that quarterback's here, I might take him. There's a running back. Usually if a 1st round running back's there, that means his development trait's not that great. There is a good quarterback. I might go after him. Just don't want to pass up on him. I really didn't fully scout any other position. I really just wanted a quarterback because Jake Cutler wanted to get out of town. So what are we gonna do here? Get outside linebacker. This guy's still pretty good though. Let's take a chance on him. 79 overall outside linebacker. He's a storyline too. That's pretty sweet. So both my players have storylines. For the most part, storylines are a good sign that they're going to be pretty good. But not all the time. So I think I traded away a 3rd. Looks like I did. So might have a 4th. We'll see here. I really want that quarterback in the projected 6th round. So hopefully I have a 5th coming up here. Yeah, good. I got a 4th. I'm probably going to take him right now. I don't want him to slip away. Let's go get him. This Aaron Bueller. Throw power is an A. Throw accuracy short's a B+, and mid's a B. So very good player. See what he's going to be here. He's an 80 overall quarterback. Projected 6th round. That's unreal. Deep accuracy is still an 80. Throw power is a 93. Speed's a 79. Awareness 67. So pretty good on the board. Probably just upgrade his awareness. He'll be a good player. So far, so good for this draft. See if I get a 5th. I think I used the 5th in the trade block. 6th round, I don't have. I for sure have my 7th, so we'll pick it up there. There's a fullback I was looking at. Not sure if he'll still be there, but take a look here. All I have is a center scouted. Yeah, the heck with it. We'll take him. 73 overall center in the 7th round. That's actually pretty good. Might change him to offensive guard. See if my trick works. In Madden 17, we'll find out soon enough, though. All right, guys, we're picking up here in the draft recap. I'll just review the guys that I drafted. Pretty good draft, I thought. I had a 1st, 2nd, 4th, and a 7th round pick. Where's their overall? My 1st round pick was an 80 overall safety. 2nd pick was a outside linebacker. He's 79 overall. 4th rounder, we went quarterback, 80 overall. That was a very good pick. And 7th round pick, we got a 73 overall center. So definitely a good player. I needed a center too. So I'm going to do some roster adjustments, shuffle some things around. We'll pick it up in the preseason, and I'll show you what I did. Alright guys, on YouTube, started making some deals here. Traded for AJ Green, 95 overall wide receiver. Wanted to get more targets. Probably going to start my rookie quarterback, so I want him have the most options as possible. Trade away Pernell McPhee because I'm going to have Leonard Floyd and my rookie playing outside linebackers. So really had the option to shop him around. Also traded Goldman. They needed a defensive tackle. Really didn't want to trade him, but I got AJ Green. And this year's third round pick, so a pretty good deal. Guys, picking up here at my second trade, I traded Kyle Long, right guard. I drafted a rookie O-lineman, so I really could get rid of him. Traded Akeem Hicks, right end, and this year's first round pick, so quite a bit I gave up. I got Gilmore, cornerback, and their 7th rounder for this year. Definitely the hardest position to trade for, I believe, is cornerback, and I really wanted a number 1 corner. Every team's looking for that number 1 corner, so I finally got it, but you know, you have to pay the price to get it. So probably gonna do a couple more trades, probably not as big as that, and we'll pick it up in a bit. We're picking up another trade. Trade for Ryan Clady from the Jets. He's 30 years old, 78 overall, but needed a left tackle with good pass blocking. I believe his is 88, so he'll definitely be starting on the left side. Traded a 64 overall corner and next year's 3rd round pick. Alright guys, picking up here in another trade. Traded for Sammy Coates from Pittsburgh Steelers. Traded a 67 overall outside linebacker and a 4th round pick for the next year. Alright guys, we're just about to start simming year 2 with the Chicago Bears. Just wanted to show you my team before I start doing that. So at quarterback, we're going to go with the rookie 80 overall Bueller. Jay Cutler is going to be backing him up. I'm paying him $12 million to do that, so I'm not really happy about him, but I can't really dump him anywhere. I tried, but I couldn't. Jimmy Garoppolo is the 3rd string. I'm going to be starting LeGarrette Blount at running back. Langford's going to be backing him up. Got Young back at fullback. My wide receivers are going to be AJ Green, Alshon Jeffrey, Kevin White, Eddie Royal, Terrell Pryor, and Sammy Coates over here. Tight end, got Jared Cook, Vernon Davis, and Miller's 3rd string. O-line, got Ryan Clady, left tackle. He's got like 88 pass blocks, so that's important at the left tackle spot. Got this guy backing him up, 71 overall, not that great. But left guard, Mewhort, 86 overall. John Asamoah, 79 overall, so that's good. Montgomery, 76 overall. He's going to be starting at center. Right guard, we have Zach Martin, 93 overall. And then this Warner guy, drafted him as a center, but changed him to offensive guard. In Madden 16, when you did that, his overall would go up. He would probably be like an 83 overall rookie, but I guess they fixed that. But I needed him at right guard because I traded Kyle Long away, so that's good. I'm starting Beatty at right tackle over this Bobby Massey because Beatty's pass blocking is better. And my right tackle last year, I think it was Massey, let like 30 sacks in. So wanted to improve that. Defensive side of the ball here. On the D-line, we have Bullard or whatever. He was a rookie last year. He's up to a 76. Picked up McClendon at nose tackle. Him and Terrence Cody are going to be there. Tank Carradine or Dine or whatever. Picked him up in free agency. 78 overall left end. Go to the linebackers. We have this Beal guy. I drafted him in the 2nd round. He's 79 overall. Mid linebackers in the 3-4. We're going to have Trevathan and Shazier. Leonard Floyd, the other outside linebacker spot. Strong safety, we have Will Hill, 85 overall. Free safety, we have this Pittman guy. I drafted him in the 1st round, 4th overall, 80 overall. Very good player. Cornerbacks, I traded for Stephon Gilmore, 87 overall. That's going to be good. Then we have Kyle Fuller, House, Tremont Williams, Leon Hall. So I picked up a couple of veterans in the secondary to help with that. Kicker is Robbie Gould. That stays the same. Pat O'Donnell. That stays the same. And basically everything else is the same. Got some new guys on the practice squad, but that's not really that important. So now I'm going to sim to the midseason, and hopefully it's an improvement from the 2-6 start from next year, and we'll find that out soon enough. Alright guys, here we are at the midseason point of the year, in year 2 with the Chicago Bears in their rebuild that I am doing. Looks like we're 5-2 in the year, it says right there. take a look. Yeah, we're 5-2. Packers are 5-3. The Lions are 0-8. That's shit. Take a look at some stats here. See what this rookie quarterback's doing. 13 touchdowns, 6 picks, 1,804 yards. That's pretty good. Time sack 13 times. That's gone way down since last year, so I'm happy about that. LeGarrette Blount, 541 yards, 7 touchdowns. Jeremy Langford has 8 rushing touchdowns as well, so that's good. AJ Green, 506 yards, 5 touchdowns. Kevin White, 507 and 3 touchdowns. Alshon Jeffrey, 355 and 1 touchdown. Three-headed monster there at wideout. Defense, Ryan Shazier, 54 tackles, leading the team. See if these young guns are getting some sacks here. Lance Beal, 4 sacks. Shazier's got 2.5. Same with Floyd, has 2.5. Interceptions, Kyle Fuller has 2. Robbie Gould's kicking the ball better. He's at 87%. Pat O'Donnell, 45.8 yard average. That's better than last year so far. No kick returns for touchdowns or punt returns for touchdowns. I'm just going to check injuries here. Injury report. Trevathan 5 weeks. BD 6 weeks. Yikes. Dislocated hip. That can't be good. Alright guys, that's going to do it. I'm going to sim to the playoffs, and hopefully that's going to bring this rebuild to an end. So we'll find out. Guys, here we are in the wild card round. I just simmed it to the playoffs, and we are in the wild card. We're 11-5 in year 2 with the Chicago Bears. So that's a positive. Let's take a look here. It looks like we led our division at 11-5. Packers were 10-6, and I play him this week in the wild card, so hopefully we can get the W. Take a look at some stats here. My rookie quarterback, 4,209 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 picks, and was sacked 29 times. That's actually pretty good. So that's a very good year. I think he won Rookie of the Year. He had a lot of XP for me to spend. I already did that. So LeGarrette Blount, 1,112 yards, 15 touchdowns. Langford added 10 touchdowns on the ground. Alshon Jeffrey, 853 yards, 3 touchdowns. AJ Green, 1,143 yards, 7 touchdowns. Kevin White, 1,105 yards, 6 touchdowns. So good year by the triplets there. Defense, Ryan Shazier, 129 tackles, led my team. Quarterback sacks, Leonard Floyd, 8.5, led my team. Interceptions, Kyle Fuller had 6, good for him. Kicking, Robbie Gould, not another good year. He's coming to the end of his stay here in Chicago. 13 for 18 for 72%. That's not that great. And kick returns none. Punt returns none for that. So let's. I spent my player XP on my guys. As you see, I got my quarterback up to an 87 with that +2. Martin's a 95 with that +2. Muhort went up by 2, I think. Looks like Clady's out my left tackle. That's not good. Who else went up in overall that I know? Kevin White might have went up by 2 or something. Beal went up by 4. I think Floyd might have went up. Shazier went up. Kyle Fuller's got that +2 confidence. He went from a 79 to an 83. This rookie free safety I drafted in the first round went up to an 83. He went from an 80 to an 83. And that's about it. So going to advance the week here next week. Hopefully we get the W against the Packers here. Alright guys, I simmed the week. We lost. We actually got smoked by the Packers, 49-21. Let's take a look here. Aaron Rodgers obviously tore us apart. The rookie still played pretty good, but almost 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's not going to win you games when the other quarterback's doing that. Eddie Lacy pounded the rock for 3 touchdowns. That's not good. Jordy Nelson led in receiving. And yeah, that's about it. So that's going to do it for this Chicago Bears rebuild. I'm going to shut her down here. Usually I just do a max of 2 years. That's enough. Definitely brought in the personnel and like the drafting and free agency to make this team successful in the future. This is my first rebuild in Madden 17. I'm playing with the salary cap, like I said. So it was my first time doing the offseason with free agency and the draft. And Definitely harder than last year to sign guys, because guys with lower overalls want to get paid too. So it's a little bit challenging, but as you can see, my team is pretty decent. And take a look at how much cap space I have still. I still have 26 million cap space, so I got a lot of room. So yeah, so that's gonna do it for this this Bears rebuild. Hope you enjoyed. I'm probably just gonna go alphabetical through them again. I'm not gonna do them in just a random order. So yeah, just look out for that, and hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, stick around for those future rebuild videos. Hope you're enjoying Madden 17. I know I am, and we'll see you in future videos.